On this episode of WGTV, we look into ways to stay safe on the road.
Incidents that I have noticed that became road rage is that most of the drivers behind you, they seem to be in a rush.
Volunteers teach students critical skills to start their career.
Every CTE class has a common theme of preparing students for jobs.
And Walnut Grove's football team looks forward to a strong season.
We say we want to prepare with a purpose, and that's who we are. And our purpose is to daily be the best person, be the best student, and be the best athlete we can be.
These stories and more on this episode of WGTV. Good afternoon, Wildcats, and thank you for tuning into this episode of WGTV. Live from the Grove, I'm Ryan Shelton.
And I'm Jackson Kingerski.
We have many exciting stories coming up, but first, Jackson's going to catch you up on what's been happening at the Grove. Jackson?
Thanks, Ryan. Yesterday during Grove time, Walnut Grove hosted Rock the Grove, a talent show which had 8 participants, with various acts from singing to dancing and instrument performances. Furthermore, the funds for the event were raised for Walnut Grove's choir program. This Monday, the Wally Red Wagon Toy Drive opened up for donations. Student Council specified that they are looking for new unwrapped toys, clothes, and games. However, no board games, Play-Doh, sports balls, or books. Also, the lists for the Amazon and Target wish list are in the live stream's description. The drive will continue until November 20th, and the parade will also happen the same day during Grove time in the hallways. On October 31st, 28-year-old Winston Love was arrested and is suspected of stealing $37,000 of LEGO merchandise from numerous Target stores in the North Texas area. Love was found having multiple outstanding felony warrants, and after a search warrant confirming the stolen property, he was sent to jail. For anyone planning to travel, make sure you plan ahead. With the federal government shutdown, multiple organizations have not been paid, one of which being the TSA. Both DFW and Love Field have been impacted, with lines waiting to get into the airport extended and wait times between checkpoints reaching up to an hour.
With it being almost halfway through the year, Walnut Grove is welcoming more new drivers into its parking lot. Cruz Engstrom looks into how aggressive driving affects everyone on the road.
Road rage incidents are becoming more and more common. In 2024, 96% of people said they had witnessed an act of road rage. Most road rage incidents can be attributed to aggressive driving habits like speeding, aggressive lane changes, and the lack of using a blinker.
Yes, there has been a noticeable increase in road rage incidents. People are very emboldened. They get behind the wheel of a car, and when something upsets them, they feel like they need to take it out on the driver of the other vehicle.
This attitude, where drivers prioritize their own time and speed over safety and courtesy, is the root of road rage. In this environment where slight delays create aggression, maintaining predictable and defensive communication becomes paramount.
Always use your signal. Be careful on using it though, because the signal is not for us, it's for the other drivers.
While using a blinker to communicate to other drivers what you're doing can help reduce aggressive behavior, can't always prevent it.
The most important thing to do is to stay on the roadway, call 911, and give the dispatcher updated information as to where you're traveling so that we can know where to find you at.
Ultimately, reducing road rage is a shared responsibility. It starts with a simple courtesy, like using your signal, and ends with a commitment to never escalate. For WGTV, I'm Cruz Engstrom.
Safe driving is something everyone has to work towards. Remember to use your blinkers, remain cautious, and be patient with other drivers.
With an interesting statistic, the population of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is now larger than 38 other U.S. states, while being the same size as Connecticut. With over 8 million people in the area, it has more population than Washington State and is just behind Virginia. This month is Lung Cancer Awareness Month, and the symbol for lung cancer awareness is a white ribbon. In the state of Texas, lung cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths, with a mortality rate of 30.4 per 100,000. Texas also ranks in the bottom tier for lung cancer screening. Smoking is the leading cause for the disease, and some symptoms are chest pains, coughing up blood, and having shortness of breath. On Tuesday evening, a plane crash occurred during takeoff in Louisville, Kentucky. The UPS cargo plane had dozens of passengers on board, with 11 injured, 9 pronounced dead, and several unaccounted for. The crash severely damaged 2 nearby buildings, and residents near the crash site are advised not to drink water at this time.
In lighter news, Walnut Grove CTE department aims to give students a head start for their careers. Camila Salinas looks into one way the department gives students a head start into their future.
Every career starts with one thing, the job interview. Mr. Guider, a teacher at Walnut Grove, created the Interview Days, a series of mock interviews to help the CTE students learn these skills.
4 years ago, a teacher named Jeremy Kincaid and I put this together for Prosper High School the year before Walnut Grove opens. We're going to have approximately 500 students run through this program in the between today and tomorrow. When the students interact with people from the community, they get a different perspective on things.
These mock interviews help students practice and improve on their soft skills they will use for future job opportunities, giving them a sense of familiarity with the interview process.
It is clear the ones that have done these interviews multiple years were way more comfortable than the ones, the freshmen who this is their first time having this experience. I think the biggest thing beyond answering the questions is learning how to interact with somebody who might be in a position of authority, for a new job interview. Having the confidence to answer the questions, not be nervous about the interaction. These are very, very important skills that are just as important, in my opinion, as, hey, did you get a good grade in that class?
By prioritizing the learning experience through practice sessions, students feel more prepared and confident for their future.
I feel like it's helped me practice for what it's going to be like in the future for an interview. It's given me a different perspective from a real interviewer. I feel like the conversation first started of he was reading off the script or whatever, but then I feel like I changed it to kind of more of a personal conversation. Well, that's where I wanted it to go. So, and I feel like, yeah, I did pretty good.
This is one of the many processes that the CTE program offers to help students succeed in the future. For WGTV, I'm Camila Salinas.
Each interviewer is a volunteer investing in the future of their fields. If a parent is interested in participating next year, email Mr. Guider at daguider@prosper-isd.net. And speaking of preparing for the future, the Dallas Cowboys have just made another trade. Luke Kemper has more with your sports recap. Luke?
Thanks, Ryan. Starting off with sports outside the Grove, the Cowboys are going into their bye week with a 3-5-1 record. Their defense hasn't been able to step up all year, and General Manager Jerry Jones decided to trade a 7th-round draft pick for Cincinnati Bengals linebacker Logan Wilson. Combining his talent with DeMarvion Overshown, the Cowboys might have a chance to win out the year. On Tuesday, Wildcat volleyball faced off against Liberty, and the girls unfortunately lost 1 out of their 4 matches. That ended off their season for the year. Tonight, Wildcat football will walk into David Kirkendall Stadium with a 9-0 record to face off against the 0-9 Knights from Independence. The Wildcats come in to Week 11 with 52.9 average points, while the Knights have 8.6 average points. Wildcat quarterback Hayes Hackney has 2,111 passing yards and 26 touchdowns. On the other side, Jack O'Connor has 1,000 passing yards and 5 touchdowns. And speaking of football's regular season, Christopher Munchmeyer takes a look at this year's perfect record.
You're made different. You're made for this moment. God, I'm so proud. I love you guys.
Walnut Grove football is in its 3rd year as a program and has already secured 2 district titles. This year, they continue this feat with a 9-0 season, and with only 1 final game to play, they could be the very first Prosper ISD school to have a perfect season.
The 3 wins we had against, Anna, Lovejoy, and Melissa were big. 2 of those teams were top 10 in the state of Texas. That's 2, all 3 of those teams are huge wins. But it just shows you our kids. They're not afraid to compete. They're not going to be scared of anybody. It's the standard. We're blessed to be part of it, and we're so thankful to represent our district, our high school, on Friday nights on that field.
Every snap has helped carry the Wildcats to a perfect season, but not just as a team, but through each and every player's perseverance.
Our coaches told us before there's going to be bad moments in those games, and we know it's going to happen. It always happens in close games like that, and that's when you have to put your head down, persevere, and fight through it. And I feel like not just as a person, but as a team, we've done a really good job of that, and that's why we're out here winning football games.
With defiant aspirations ahead, the Wildcats don't just hope to bring their strength through the playoffs, but through the coming year with the transition to 6A.
Yeah, we're ready for 6A. Bring it on. Our kids are going to work. They're going to be ready. You know, we're going to attack that challenge just as well, you know, and so we look forward to it. We really do. I mean, just like when this district came out, we got put in the District of Doom with, you know, all these really good teams, and it was like, oh, here you go, good luck. You know, they just threw us out there. Yeah, y'all going to go and maybe get 6th or 7th place, and we proved them wrong. And so as we attack 6A next year, we'll be ready for it.
After proving themselves to all the teams that said they couldn't, the message is clear.
You're made different. Is that understood? Yes, sir.
For WGTV, I'm Christopher Munchmeyer.
Football's final regular season game will be decided tonight against Independence. That's all for your sports recap. For WGTV, I'm Luke Kemper. Back to you, Ryan and Jackson.
Thank you, Luke. That's all we have for today's episode. For WGTV, I'm Jackson Kingerski.
And I'm Ryan Shelton. Thanks for watching, and remember, Wildcats, set the standard.